Greetings and welcome to today's session. This is another CABS ICT Resource Center paper, and this is for September 2024. So in this paper, we are starting with paper 2, and I'm also going to give paper 1. So please check in the video description for the paper and you download it. Now, today's paper 2, we are supposed to look at item 1 and also item 2. So to begin with, let's look at item 1. We interpret it and then we do it. So we get started. Item 1. In a certain neighborhood, a women's self-help group called Twegatte Savings Group was established to promote savings and loans among its members. The group treasurer records all the transactions in a manual ledger, but as the group grows, it has become difficult to manage the records efficiently. Some members have raised concerns about delays in getting financial reports and inconsistencies in the loan repayment calculations. A new member suggested automating the system for better management of records. The treasurer extracted the records into a file called Twegatte Savings.docs, and the group has also provided a template for loan reminders in the file loan reminder.docs. Now, the task: using the support files provided, A, create an electronic version of the records and use it to provide a visual summary of members' savings contributions. B, generate a list of members who have outstanding loan balances and prepare a loan reminder for each member. So this is our item 1. And then when it comes to item 2, we shall handle it. But for now, let's first handle item 1. So remember, while dealing with item 1, in the element of construct, it says that a learner manipulates data using different application programs. So when you are attempting item 1, you are supposed to use different application programs. And these are the skills we are looking out for. Have you managed to use an appropriate application? Did you manage to do data entry, e.g. tabulation of data? Then have you done editing? Have you done formatting? Have you used relevant application tools? Then did you manage to do data representation? If it is PowerPoint, have you applied some multimedia clips? Then maybe you have also included some graphical objects. If it is Excel, there are some graphical objects, etc. Then lastly, have you managed to represent the product in form of soft copy and then the printed work, which we call hard copies? So meaning that item 1 in total will carry 30 marks. So let's now get started. We can look for the support files. So here are the support files. We have what we call Twegatte Savings document. Here it is. This is how it is organized. I close it. We have loan reminder. Here is a letter reminding members. And then there is something like a logo I see here. Now, this is the data we are going to use. We are going to copy this information. Let's copy from the support files. I close. Then we create our working folder, which I'm going to call Kakuru Benard. Kakuru Benard 001. I open it. I create a new folder called item 1. Then I paste what I've copied in item 1 folder. So that I copy from support files and use it in my working folder. So I've started now. So when you look at this scenario question, they are saying create an electronic version of the records and use it to provide a visual summary of members' saving contribution. generate a list of members who have outstanding loan balances, and prepare a loan reminder for each member. So that is our task. So meaning that I'm going to open this Twegatte Savings document, and after opening it, we can now make it a table. So I can highlight this, I go around here and say all borders for now. Having put the borders, we can even put like a heading. This is Twegatte Savings Group members, something like this. So I can highlight, I can increase its font size, I can change font color, I can underline, I can bold, I can put my name as my header, and I put my footer as my personal number 001. I close. So these are a few things I can do here in Microsoft Word for now. I save changes. Now we can copy this table. So we copy our table. We can now create an Excel here. So let me create Excel. I call it Twegatte Savings. I open, I paste my table here. So on pasting our table, we can now try to expand a bit these columns. Something like that. Something like that. So with this, we can even, when you look at our ID column, it has this 00, so we can put them there also. So here we can highlight this column. We can customize it, so we can right click, format cells, under custom, click on this 0 below general, then we add here more 2 zeros, we click OK. So our data now has the zeros at the start. We can center our content. I save changes. So we are going to copy this data. We put it on sheet 2. Having put it on sheet 2, we can do some calculations on sheet 2. One, we can get the loan balances, equal signs. We get the loan that the member 2 minus what the member has paid so far. So when we press enter, we are able to get the loan balances in that format. Then more to that, we can do other calculations, like we can get the total amount that was saved here, total amount saved. So here we can get the total amount that the members have saved here, equal signs sum. We add up the total savings here. We get that. Then more to that, we can calculate something to do with the total amount, the total loan amount, or the total amount that is loaned, total amount loaned. So let's calculate it here, equal signs sum, open brackets, we add up amount that was loaned, press enter. Then we can also add this one, amount repaid so far, total amount repaid. We calculate it here, equal sign sum, we open brackets, we add up amount that was repaid, enter. Then we can also bring something to do with maybe number of members who have loan balances, members with loan balance. So here we can also calculate that in this column here, equal signs count if, we open brackets, we highlight these ones, we put a comma, open quotes, we say we want those ones with loan balances greater equal to 1. We close the quotes, close the brackets, like that. We press enter. So we have these 5 people with loan balances. Then we can also get members who have members with no loan balance. So here we can calculate members with no loan balances in this row. Equal signs count if, open brackets, we highlight our range, we put a comma, open quotes, we say less equal to 0. We close quotes, we close the brackets, enter. So those who have no loan balances are 2. Then we can highlight our work, we put grids. So let's highlight our work. We put some grid lines. So we can put all borders, something like that. Then more to that, on our work, having put grids, let's now generate a graph. For example, we can highlight member name and the total savings. So hold down control, highlight total savings. We go to insert, then we go under columns. We can pick like a 2D column graph like that. We can right click and move chart to a new sheet. We can call it, this is a column graph. Then we click OK. So this graph we need to put x-axis, y-axis and the title. So under layout we can pick this layout 9, which shows all these. So on top here we can say a column graph showing amount saved against names. So we press enter, the title goes there. Let's fill the x-axis, these are names, we press enter. Then we click here, this is y-axis, we put amount, we press enter. So we have labeled our chart well. Let's go to sheet 1 here. We rename it, we can call it original. Enter. This sheet 2, we can right click and rename it. We can call it computed. So the graph is here. So here we need to put at least let's make it better. I can highlight, can come under maybe conditional formatting. I can put some color schemes, something like that. Then we can as well put headers and footers. Let's go to insert, header and footer. So under header I can put my names. Then I got footer and put my personal number. Now this work has been split. We can go to page layout, orientation, we put it to landscape. Yeah, so the work is fitting very well. Save changes. So on printing, it means that the work is fitting on that landscape page. So you choose A4. After choosing A4, ensure that the work is fitting. Then you can choose print. Then you go to graph, you also print it. Go to original work, you also print it. So for now, we are done with our work here, Excel. Let's go to another application. We are going to create access to save this data and create an electronic storage. So this I can as well call it Twegatte Savings database. So we open it. Now that we have a table in Excel, we are going to import into Excel. I mean into Access. Let me enable content. I go to external data, new data source, from file, Excel. This data is on the desktop. I browse desktop. I look for my folder, Kakuru Benard 001. From here, I enter item 1. I look for this Excel. I click OK. From there, I'm going to use original sheet. I click next. First rows contain column headings. Make sure that one is ticked. Next. Next. Choose a primary key. We have member ID, so I choose that. I select member ID. Next, I can call this savings table. I can call it savings. I finish. I close. Now we have our table called savings. Everything is here. And now, you know, in database, we can create some objects. To begin with, we can create at least a query. So let's create a query. I'm going to use Query Wizard. I click OK. I take all fields using the double arrow. So it can take all the fields. Then we click next. Next. So this query, we can call it, for example, total savings query. I click modify, finish. So this is our query. We are going to use this total savings query to calculate the loan balance. So here we click there and go to builder. Reaching here, we can remove that. We also remove that. Then at this point, I can put columns. So we are going to get amount that was taken as loan, something like that, minus what has been repaid, like this. We click OK. We run our query. So it shows here the loan balances. We save that. We can also create another query which is showing members who have loan balances. We create Query Wizard. I click OK. I can get it from the total savings query. I take all fields. Next, next. Then this one I can say members with loan balance. Members with loan balance. I modify, finish. So at this point we are going here to get those with loan balance. So the query criteria I can put here is greater equal to 1. I run. So these are members who have loan balances. I save changes. I close. Let's create another query of members with no loan balance. So create Query Wizard. I click OK. I choose from the total savings query. I click next, next, next. Let's call it members with no loan balance. So we click modify and finish. So we come to this column and say less equal to 0. We run our query. These are members who have no loan balances. They have cleared. So we save changes and close. So those are some queries you can create. Let's now at least create a form. Create form wizard. I choose from the total savings query. I take all fields. Next. Can leave it columnar. Next. We can call it let's say total savings form. We click finish. Here is our form. We can do some modifications. Click view, design view. We are going to at least change maybe the background color here. Can choose something like yellow. Here I can right click. I can choose that kind of background color. At this point I can put a footer. So we add a footer here of our names. To identify this work from a colleague. Then we can as well put date and time here. I can put date and time. I click OK. So date and time will be there. What else can we put on our form? We can put the title instead of total savings form. We can put Twegatte savings form. Yes, that is our title. Then more to that, we can put like a logo or an image of Twegatte. So I can go to insert, I browse, I go to desktop, the support files, I mean in my folder, item 1, this is the logo. So I can draw something here like that. So when we click view, form view, that is our form, title, logo, date and time, background color, and the footer. So if you are printing the form, you can go to file, print, preview. You first check how your form will look like when printed. Then from there, order for printing, you close. So we are done with our form. Let's now create a report. Create report wizard. Let's also create from the total savings query. Take all fields. Next. Next. Let's sort, for example, our member name in ascending order. We click next. Tabular portrait. Next. Let's call it total savings report. And then we click on finish. So here is our report. We can modify a few things. Close print preview. I saw member name is very long. We can reduce it a bit up to around there. I can bring this behind. Total savings need to be increased a bit, then brought behind. Then amount that was taken as loan, also we do like that. Amount repaired, like that. Then the balance can also be expanded a bit. So we can also put a background color here. Can pick, for example, that. This one we can also choose a different color. So here we put that color. You can pick a different color, something like that. Let's put a header, I mean a footer here. A footer, let me put my personal number. Then in the here we can change this to Twegatte Savings Group report. After putting that, we can also put an image to act as a logo. So we can draw it around here. After putting that, we can also think we are done having put all this. If you click view, report view, that is our report. Save changes. We are done here, so we close our application. Let's now check our loan reminder letter and we finish this number. So at this point, we have this file. We need now to do mail merge using our table, using our database. the question is asking us to generate a list of members who have outstanding loan balances and prepare reminder letters. So meaning that in our database, we have a query of members with loan balance, this one. It's what we shall use in doing our mail merge. So let's get started using that very query, members with loan balance. So here we go to mailings, select recipients, use an existing list. From there, our list is on the desktop in our folder Kakuru Benard 001 under item 1. So we select our database, Twegatte Savings database. Then from there, it is asking us, where are you picking the data source? We are going to use members with loan balance, these ones. Remember, we have a table, then these are queries. We want members with loan balance, we click OK. After that, we are going to have, for example, date. We can put today's date and all that. So let's insert merge fields, dear member. So let's select the member, insert merge fields, member name. Then this is a reminder regarding outstanding loan you took from Twegatte Savings Group. According to our records, you are currently having a balance here, loan balance. Insert merge field, loan balance. So this we can even bold it. Then of the loan you took, so this one here, we highlight loan amount. We can highlight also and bold. Then before due date, so we can give them date. For example, before 30th September 2024. That's the date we are giving them. And then today's date, we can even use insert date and time. Wednesday today, we click OK. So far our letter is getting complete. Under mailings, we can preview results. So far, this is how our letter looks like. Best regards, treasurer name, Kakuru Benard. Okay. So at this point, we can see all those who have loan reminders. There are 5. Let's modify our letter. We can select all. For example, choose Times New Roman, font size 14. I can justify my work. Now I want us to make something like a headed paper. I'm going to copy this. I can cut it. I open here. I paste it in the header. After pasting it in the header, let me center, increase font size, can make it more bigger, something like that. Can even make it capital letters. After, I'm going to put a logo. I go to insert picture, this device. On the desktop, I look for my folder here. I mean my logo here, Twegatte. Here it is. We can reduce it a bit. Then I go under wrap text. I can choose any of these. There is tight. For example, tight. We reduce it a bit. Or let me make it, for example, in front or behind any of these. Then we adjust where to put it. For example, there. So that is our logo. We are trying to make a headed paper. I go to insert shapes. Let me pick this. I draw a line somewhere here. Then shape outline. Can make it red. I can increase the weight to about 6. So this is our headed letter. I'm going to insert a footer of my personal number 001 Kakuru Benard. Okay, so at this point we are done modifying our letter. This one we can put it to the right. We can press some enter here, create some more space. Can even increase the line spacing a bit, something like that. Can even put here drop cap. Let's put like a drop cap, something like that, with this kind of color. And then still under mailings, we go to finish and merge, edit individual documents. We click all, okay. So at this point, these are the letters going to the 5 people. So we save this in our working folder on the desktop, Kakuru Benard, item 1. These are loan reminder letters. We click save. We close this one, we don't need it. And now this means that when you look at our folder here, this file we don't need it because we have generated the last one. So in our folder we have so far finished this number. So when you look at here, use of appropriate application, when you look through this item and the support files, they should give you a way forward on which applications you are going to use. Data entry, have you done some data entry? Yes, we entered it in Excel. We also entered it in database, and you have seen that. Then editing, we have edited our Word document to suit this. Formatting, we have done formatting of the content. We have used different tools. Representation of data, we have done some graphical objects. For example, we started with this document. We did editing and formatting in this document. From there, we created Excel where we had the original work. We did some formatting, that is data entry, part of data entry. We created a new sheet. We did calculations of the balance. We did all these calculations. We generated a graph. Then from there, we have also moved to database. We created a table by importing it. We created members with loan balance. We created a query with members with no loan balance. We created a query for total savings where we are calculating whoever has a balance or not. We created a form. We created a report. Finally, we generated the loan reminders for those who had loan balances. So we have finished our item 1, meaning that we are supposed now to go to item 2. So item 2 is here. While attempting item 2, this is what we follow. A learner uses publishing software to design, produce, and publish publications and websites. So when you look at this item 2, they are telling, with your ICT skills help the management achieve this goal. So here they want us to create an online platform. So we are supposed to use a web authoring software. We must have content, and this content, is it having a relevant message? Are there grammar issues? Are we going to include the title, spelling, typing skills, date, contact, etc.? Then the layout of our publication, how are we organizing our content, pages, etc. Page setup, i.e. paper size, margins, and orientation. Then graphs, etc. Then from there, contrast, font size, font color, background, then publication interface tools, all these ones, and finally, representation of the product. Let's now dive into the question. We understand it and we get started. Here is a scenario question. Kano Coffee Farmers Association is a growing cooperative in Kawale district with members from various villages. Currently, the cooperative advertises its coffee products through local radio stations, brochures, and word of mouth. The management wants to leverage ICTs to enhance communication with members, buyers, and the public, including information on coffee prices, market trends, member profile, and feedback page for suggestions. With your ICT skills, help the management achieve this goal. A support folder called Coffee has been provided containing the files to assist you in this task. So after seeing this kind of scenario, now you start planning, you make your layout and which software to use. So we have said we are going to use WordPress. So that means that your teacher, your technician has completed installing XAMPP and WordPress on your computer. So that means that your task now is to ensure that XAMPP is running. So you search for XAMPP, you start Apache, and also start MySQL. Once the two are started, they will indicate stopping, so I can close this. And now, if the two are running, you check on the board or on the whiteboard what has been provided to you. That you are going to log on to localhost UNEB /wp-admin, username UNEB, password UNEB. Now you look for your web browser. For example, I'm using Firefox. Once you open, you type localhost /UNEB /wp-admin. I press enter. It will tell me to log in. Username UNEB, password UNEB. So confirm that the password is okay. You log in. So it will take me here. I confirm. I have the contacts form plugin. The plugins, I have simple static and appearance. I have, okay, so I can check UNEB localhost /UNEB to confirm that even the theme is there. So when I see this, I'm going to start developing my website. Now, to start with, I first create pages. So let me go on pages. I right click in a new tab. Pages, right click, open in a new tab. Right click, open in a new tab. Pages, new page in a new tab. So here we are going to create some pages, at least 4. So in our planning, we have said that we are going to create the home page. So we click home, close the eye there, you publish. We are also going to create about us. We click the eye and we publish. We are also going to create, let's say, gallery page. We click the eye and publish. We also need at least the contact us page. So we click the eye and publish. So after putting the content, we shall be saving just. So each page is now published on localhost UNEB. You can see it is published, even this one, even this one, even this one. So we are going now to create a menu and we link our pages together. So when you create a menu, that is under appearance, menus. We are now going to create a menu. We can call it main. Then we make it primary, create. After it has been created, we can add our pages, home, add to menu, about us, add to menu. We have gallery, add to menu, contact us, add to menu. So these are our pages. So we can save menu. After saving the menu, seeing that it has been updated, we can now make the home page our primary page. So we go settings, reading. So when you go to reading, we come and make it static, home page, home page. You save the changes. Once this is done, we can now customize our headers and footers. So under appearance, customize. So on customize, we are going to work on our headers, footers, put a logo and all that. So the menu is created. So let's click the inner pencil here. And inner pencil, we select. We have been told that we are going to use a folder called coffee. So we look for my coffee. These are the images about my coffee. So we can look for logo. Here we are. We select, skip cropping. The logo comes. Instead of this word UNEB, scroll down. Site title. We can call this Kano Coffee Farmers Association website, something like that, or Kano Farmers Association, even though we don't put the word website. From there, tagline, quality coffee from the heart of Uganda, quality coffee from the heart of Uganda. So after this, we can now click the outer pencil here. We do some design. So click design, background. We can choose a background here. Since it is coffee, I can use something like green, sort of. I've chosen my background. I can put a bottom border. For example, I'm taking red to be my bottom border. After that, I can increase its size, something like that. Okay, then we click the inner border here. For the footer, I change the word instead of theme or Astra. I put my name, Kakuru Benard. Instead of powered, I can say designed by. Yeah, so if you want, you can increase font size, you can center, you can put it to the right, whatever you want. So let's click in the outer pencil. We go to design. We can choose, for example, a background color here. So I click background. We select the background color. For example, I can put yellow. I choose the quality of the yellow I want by moving this. I click again on background. I think this is enough. We can publish. I close here. So after publishing, I can go back to the dashboard. Now when we reload our UNEB, we'll find that we have the logo, we have the title, we have the links for each pages. Now let's start designing with our home page here. So with our home page, we are going to at least put some information on the home page. And on our planning, we planned to have some information such as, so after planning that we shall have home page about us and gallery, we are looking at least putting some information here. For example, we are going to put quality coffee from the heart of Uganda can be our heading for now. So here I can first put a cover. So we search for cover like that. We look for an image that will suit here. For example, I can take this to be our cover. Click on it, select that and say wide width. So we are going to write here, can say quality coffee from the heart of Uganda. Okay, so I can bold it. I can even change color. Let's say that. if it fits. Let's add more paragraphs. I think this we can even make it we can change its font. Yes, white would be okay. And I'm going to make it heading 1. Okay, then we can proceed and have more paragraphs. So here I add another paragraph. Can be centered. Can increase some font size. Can make it like heading 5, something like this. Then below we can put at least some columns to put some of our services that we offer. For example, we can search for columns and we add at best 2 columns. So in the first column we can choose to have paragraphs, and in this we can put our services offered. So under products and services we can add them below here. We have our products. Some of our services offered, we can put them on the right side. We choose a paragraph. So here we can have our services well described. And these ones, we have these ones. We put them here. So once we have put our services, we can choose to put a background color to our, for example, this column. You highlight it. We come to styles, background. We can choose at least a background color for that column. I choose that. When we select this other column, after selecting this column, we can also give it a background color. Let's say that, or we can give it light blue. Then also we need to work on our text. So after selecting, we can come to size. We choose like medium. Even this one select, come to styles, size, medium, so that they are of the same size. This one can be made a heading, the one on top. Even this, we can make it a heading. Can be bolded, can be centered. Even here, we can do the centering. So after putting this information on the home page, we can as well put a marquee. So we click below the 3 dots, come to code editor, scroll to the bottom, we put the marquee. Welcome to Kano Coffee. Farmers website. So we close the marquee. We exit code editor and then we can save changes. We can view our home page. So far our home page is like that. Quality coffee from the heart of Uganda. Those are the paragraphs and the services that we offer. Let's now design our about us page. So here is our about us page. We can put a small paragraph, at least this can work. We can have this paragraph centered, and then below we can put like a horizontal line, call it a separator. So we search for separator, we add it here. So below the separator, we can have at least some columns with images of the services that we offer. and also at least images of the people who work at the farm. So we can have columns again. So we search for columns. We can put 3 columns, 3 by 3. We add image, we upload. We can put, for example, image 3. Under aspect ratio, make it standard. Add a caption, can call this one executive manager or director. Then in the middle we add an image, upload. We can add that, make it standard. Caption, we can say operations manager. We add the third image, upload. We can add this one, make it standard. Add caption, say sales executive. So far we have this as our team. We can go ahead and add more columns describing the services we do. So let's add 3 columns here. These ones would still do better. So I want us to have information, at least to start with. Let's say benefits of using our coffee. So let's add that as a paragraph. Then below we can put our information. Then in the middle we can have overview of our market trends. In the middle we can also add a paragraph, and below this we can have about our market trends. We can have the third column adding a paragraph. We can look at the future trends of our coffee. Then we add those future trends. So once we have put this information, we can put even a background color for the entire cell. I mean for the entire block. Like I've chosen, let's say, this kind of color behind. So I can click. I also make it a wide full width. Then here in the first column, I can select the first column. I also give it some background color. So when I come to gradient, I can choose the first column to take that. I select the second column. I can come background, gradient. I choose that kind of color. I select the third, background, gradient. I can choose that kind of color. So this is what we have done for our columns. We can highlight them. We come to styles. Then here we can choose either small text or medium, maybe small text, even this, and we can choose small text. Even here we can choose small text. So that is what you can do for this page. And after this is done, we can add a marquee. So we had added a marquee on the first page. We can copy the code editor. We can copy the marquee code. I copy. I go to this page, the 3 dots, code editor. I scroll to the bottom. I can add below here. I save changes, exit code editor. Now let's check on our about us page. When you look at it, that is a paragraph beginning. We have involved our team. Then we have some sentences and work in columns. So next, let's look at our gallery page. So with our gallery page, we are going to have at least also a paragraph to begin with. This paragraph can be centered, can even bold it. Then below this, let's have at least a horizontal line, separator. We can make it wide. Let's add columns. We search for columns. I want us to add at least images that are well distributed, so we search for images. And with this page, we can have some images. For example, that image can be here. We come here and make it standard. In the middle here, we can upload another image. Let's say this one, make it standard. Here we can upload another image. Let's say this one, make it standard. Let's add more columns. So we can add maybe another separator. We are trying to be creative, wide line. Then below we can add, let's add columns. So we select 3 by 3. We can have our third image, maybe like this process plant. We turn it to standard. We can have another image. We upload, say this one. We also make it standard. In the third column, we can have another image. Let's say this one. Can also make it standard. Let's have the last column, but before that we can first put a separator, wide line. We add columns 3 by 3. We still have more images to use so that our website can look attractive and appealing. So we add more images. All of them make standard so that they have the similar size, height. So something like this. We are almost done. So we can put a marquee at the bottom here. So we had put a marquee on this page. We can copy, go there, code editor. This is the marquee we used. We can have the same on this page. Click there, code editor. At the bottom of everything, we can have a marquee here. Exit code editor, save changes, confirm that your marquee is running. Okay, so we save changes. And now that we have worked on it, let's check on the gallery page. This is our gallery page. A marquee is running. And lastly, let's work on our contact us page. So with the contact us page, we can have at least a paragraph here. We can have a paragraph. So this paragraph, reach out to us on this, call us on this number, email us at Kano. And then if you have any questions or feedback, you will have to fill the form. So here we can include a separator. So we can have a separator here. Once we have included the separator, let's put at least this line. We can put it center, and we need to put here actually some columns. To get some columns, we can first add these 2 columns. Inside these columns, I want us to put some social media platforms. We can choose 3. Then here we can also put 3 columns in columns. So here we can add an image. Let's say for email, and we can come under aspect ratio. We can change it to classic. Then here we can add another image, give it classic. Same here, we can add another one, classic. More images, put it classic as well. After that we have this, put it classic. And lastly we can add 1 or 2 for X. We need Facebook, sorry. We can replace this with that of Facebook. Here we go. Put it classic as well. So each of these we can make them rounded, styles, rounded, styles, rounded. We can even put a background color, something like that. Okay, have any questions? So here we are going to add at least columns. We create an application form in the middle column. So we come to our dashboard, we come to contacts and copy the contact forms shortcode. Here is the shortcode. We can copy this. So we click in the middle column and search for shortcode. We paste, we save. So from here, when we come to our contact us page, our social media platforms are here. Then we have this form which we are going to again customize. So from here we can edit this form. We add some fields. Name is there, subject is there. We can add for gender. So we start a label. We put, say, gender. Then we insert radio buttons for male and female. We insert the tag. After we close the tag. Next, we can have at least a tag for someone to tell us the type of coffee he's interested in, type of coffee you need. So we can insert at least a drop-down menu where someone is choosing from, say, Arabic, someone is choosing from Robusta, someone is choosing from something like that. We insert tag. We can now close the label. More to this, we can add at least maybe type of service needed. Someone can choose a checkbox, type of service needed. We can insert checkboxes. Someone may be interested in hiring. Someone may be interested in grading. Someone may be interested in sorting. So once you put those ones, we can now close the tag, close the label. And what if someone has a quotation? We can open another one, attach a quotation. So from here we can insert file. Then we close the tag. We save changes. So when you come to your contact us page, you should have more fields added in. You have to choose attach any message, then you submit. So generally we can have, let's say, background color for this page as well, and a gradient, such kind of background color. We save changes. We also need to insert a marquee at the bottom. So we come to the three dots, code editor at the bottom. We can insert a marquee, exit, then we save. So when we look at our contact us page, it has the background color and the marquee. And now that the designing is complete, we can now export our pages into our folder. So we come this side on the dashboard, we go to simple static, and then we choose setting. Replacing URLs, we can choose for offline usage, and then we save the setting. Once the setting is saved, we can click dashboard, then we load our page, and then we go to simple static, generate, and we say generate static files. So in a few minutes you should have your pages exported, then you download into your folder. So the design is complete. These ones can be closed. So in a few minutes our pages will be exported and we download. So remember to grab a copy of the books. Designing websites using WordPress books are available. They come with softwares and support files. So we click here to download. So here it is going under compressed, simple static. I download. So I go to downloads, compressed. This is the one I've downloaded. I copy. Now I go into my working folder. This one, I had created item 1, now I create for item 2. I open, I paste, I right click, extract here. This I can delete. So when I open index, it opens my website. So I go to about us, Gary, and then contact us. So get time, we discuss with your learners and the way forward on how best they can pass their ICT both O and A level. So the facilitation can go on, and we look at the way forward and tips to passing ICT successfully. So we are available, and we ensure that once you follow all that well, you are able to pass highly in your papers, both 1 and 2. So thank you very much. Continue following me on the YouTube channel. You go there, search for Kakuru Benard, and enjoy all the content that is being uploaded now and again. My numbers are down there. In case you need to contact me, I'm available on WhatsApp, on email, and on phone calls. God bless.